What you looking at? Ah, the Old Point Comfort Lighthouse. Did you know this is still in use today and the oldest standing structure here at Fort Monroe? But we at the Fort Monroe Authority don't even own it. Welcome to Let's Learn at Fort Monroe. Today, let me explain some more about this lighthouse. Built in 1802 by Elsie Burroughs, this lighthouse stood here before Fort Monroe was Fort Monroe. The Old Point Comfort Lighthouse is named during a time this land was only known as Old Point Comfort. And during the War of 1812, it was captured by the British and used for reconnaissance. Now this plays into the very reason Fort Monroe was built here. Over the years, it's not only acted as a light of guidance for ships in inclement weather, but also as a light of freedom. Two notable lighthouse keepers were both formerly enslaved. The first one was William Roscoe Davis, who actually came to Fort Monroe seeking his freedom and served as the lighthouse keeper here. And after the Civil War, during a time of heavy segregation, he went against it and said anyone can use the beach in front of the lighthouse. The other notable lighthouse keeper was John Jones, who served here for 30 years. And his son, Jack Jones, would become the first African-American FBI agent. Nowadays, the lighthouse keeper home built for the lighthouse keeper and his family is owned by the Fort Monroe Authority and is rented by a private citizen. What a cool place to live. The lighthouse itself was actually given to the Coast Guard in 1939, and as a state organization, the Fort Monroe Authority is using the original agreement to regain ownership of the Old Point Comfort Lighthouse. Before we can get ownership of it, the Coast Guard has to strip any hazardous materials. That includes the lead-based paint, but once that's done, we'll be able to regain ownership and start our rehabilitation plan to make this lighthouse the pride it once was. As it is the oldest standing structure at Fort Monroe, it's incredibly important to our history. And to follow along with this project, make sure to follow our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can join me and see updates on this project and many others here at Fort Monroe.